Good day to everyone. So today we're going to discuss the striking off of another poor nurse. I say poor, an adult nurse, and this one is to do with something which is criminal. Although the reason for striking off isn't because of a criminal charge, it's for the dishonesty. So for around 3 years, they misused the e-roster system, which is what most, if not all, NHS trusts use to organise shifts and working patterns. And it also decides how much you get paid if you've done a certain amount of overtime, yada yada yada. And this nurse, allocated herself bank shifts that overlapped with her contracted hours, resulting in her being overpaid. So what they mean by that is, so say for example she has to be in between 9 and 5, and she'll be paid for those hours. She said, well, I've done extra hours between 9 and 5 as well, or they've overlapped at some level, so she could have said, oh, I worked from 12 to 9 as well. So she's being sort of double paid. She's already at work, and she allocated them to herself. It's just, I mean, the fact that it was able to go on for 3 years is just, I thought the systems were more sophisticated than this. I really did. Perhaps they fixed it now. You'd hope they have, wouldn't you? Allocated yourself bank shifts that overlapped with your contracted hours, resulting in you being overpaid. Used another colleague's password to finalize and authorize the shifts. So this is an aspect of e-roster. So once a shift has ended or been completed, another person has to finalize the shift to say, yeah, no one rang in sick, no one left early, blah blah blah, bam, finalized. And then I think that goes off to accounting. Someone can correct me if that's wrong, but I think that's a simplistic way of explaining it. And they say that you're dishonest and you used it without their knowledge, and in the light of above, your fitness to practice is impaired by reason of your misconduct. And so the charges arose while they were employed at a hospital, and she was working at the cancer centre. That's terrible. Another band 7, so quite well paid. Otherwise, I know people like to say that they're underpaid, but band 7, you do get a good amount of money for that. No need to be putting in fake shifts onto the system. And have a think about how much over 3 years you would get if you did that. And we can reveal that the number is £19,472.88. She profited over 3 years. Not bad, not bad. So that's almost about £7,000 a year pay increase. Unfortunately, though, I'd imagine unless she has some other skills aside from nursing, she's probably going to get a pay decrease once she leaves. Especially when you've been struck off. I can't imagine that's an easy one to explain to your next employer, where you'll be probably starting from the bottom somewhere else. Definitely not worth it. Definitely not worth it. It's another thing that happens quite frequently. I mean, I remember when I first started my first role within healthcare, and this was explained to me about dishonesty and fraud and to do with shifts. It's just not worth it. It's really not, especially if you're invested, into your career and it's something you want to go on with. Once you've reached those higher levels, band 7, band 8, even at band 6, band 5, there's no need. A lot of people can make, it's not great money, but it's enough, and it's certainly better than some other jobs that you could be in. If you didn't have those skills or qualifications, even if you get struck off like this, and you haven't done any other type of job, you're going to be in a real bind, a real bind of what you're going to do. And it'll probably be less money. If you can even get a job, I really don't know how you would word that one. I worked as a nurse for 10 years. I got struck off because I fraudulently claimed I was working when I wasn't. That's just, I would not want to be in this person's position. Absolutely not. Okay, well, thank you very much for listening to me. Until next time.